you've called Bitcoin sort of one of the most important monetary innovations of our time. So why do you feel so strong about it? What really got you engaged? And what do you think the strongest argument is for Bitcoin?
Well, I think it's not just one of the most important monetary kind of inventions or innovations. I think it's probably one of the most important inventions, period, right, across any industry. Yeah. And ultimately, I measure that by what are the biggest problems in the world, and then what are the potential solutions that could have the biggest impact. And so there's many problems. Obviously, there's people who they don't have food, they don't have all kinds of issues, but there are billions of people who are affected by the debasement of fiat currency. If you use the United States, which is probably one of the most sophisticated capital markets, kind of best access to information, access to technology, and financial system, about half of the country holds 100% of their wealth in dollars. And so that gets debased away. If you then extrapolate that out around the world, that percentage gets much bigger on the global population. It's more than half. And so if you can come up with a solution that allows people to use a new type of savings technology that is 24/7 available, digital, decentralized, completely liquid, and accessible to anyone with a internet connection, that means that you have the potential to positively impact billions of people. And there's very few technologies that have kind of the promise of doing that. And the beauty is already it's proven it can do it for hundreds of millions. I think eventually it will do it for billions. And so just the scale of the ambition, I think, is one thing that attracted me to it. But then the second thing, and a lot of people in kind of the Bitcoin world don't want to talk about this, but there is an immense personal economic incentive for people to get involved. Why do miners start mining it, right? Well, because they think that they can make money. Why do people buy it? Because they think they can make money, right? Why do people go and talk to other people about it? Because they think they can make money. And I don't think we should shy away from the fact that this beautifully constructed piece of technology was able to marry the ideas and ethos of decentralization with the ideas of individual economic incentive. And you put those two things together, next thing you know, you turn around, you've got the strongest computer network in the world. You've got the first kind of new created asset that's reached trillions of dollars in market cap. And I think that that's really kind of the beauty of the invention that Satoshi put together.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is it's really important, the financial literacy and the financial comprehension of what Bitcoin does, what its limitations are, what the opportunities are associated with that currency that has limited supply, and how to work with Bitcoin compared to the way we take so for granted our money and the way we can use it, spend it. And then ultimately along comes Bitcoin. It's less than 10 years, it's a bit more than 10 years old now. And it has grown in value. It's appreciated significantly. And there are huge sets of businesses that are growing around it. And so one of the things that I think I took to heart when I saw you on, I think it was on CNBC or Squawk Box, where you were talking about your new PropCap Acquisition Corp, right? And you've done a lot and are doing a lot right now on educating and ramping up, modernizing traditional finance, let's put it like that, but also supporting, leveraging the tools on how to work with finance. Sort of PropCap Acquisition Corp was one of your companies that you've just launched and announced. Maybe share a bit more about that before I go into Sylvia.
Yeah, look, I think that there is a marrying of the internet with traditional capital markets. And you see this, Bitcoin is a great example, right? You're seeing people that are self-directed investors or individual users. They adopted what is the best performing asset of the last 15 years before the public corporations, the financial institutions, and the nation states. Historically, technology adoption is in reverse. It goes from the military to the nation state to the corporation, then to the people, right? And so this was kind of the first internet asset that you saw this happen. But if you also think about a lot of other areas of finance, the same thing is occurring, is where you are seeing kind of the people on the internet either get to it first, understand it better, and or allocate capital. And so whether it's the Teslas and the Palantirs in the public market, whether it's stable coins, right, all across finance, you're seeing this play out. What I think is really interesting is if you can take a collection of those people, which I have on the internet, and we've all kind of grown up together. We've all been learning together. We've all been, I've been sharing information with them. They've been sharing information with me. And then you start to say, okay, well, what can we collectively go do in the public market? I think is potentially very interesting. And so that's what we're doing with ProCap Acquisition Corp. As we've publicly filed, we've got a $250 million SPAC, and we're going to go try to find a profitable company that we can work with to get them into the public market.
Yeah, and I think the interesting element is right at the beginning. You said it's the blending of traditional finance and so modern or decentralized finance or crypto finance. I don't know how we call that model, but it's fintech. I think, and that's what you summarize it as fintech. It doesn't matter what it is; it's financial technology, right? And our systems need that upgrade and are going to go through that right now. And I think, yeah, we're witnessing it and being a middle part of that.